Hey everyone, it's Amanda with Americana Gardens, and today I am at a very special and unique location. It is very unconventional as well for a garden tour. It is a place called Baber Cemetery in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. As you can see behind me, there are some of the tombstones, but however, what makes this location a Victorian garden is that during that period of time, like the early 20th century in particular, urbanization began to sprawl outwards from the downtown Pottsville. People needed a place to bury their deceased, and so they moved further out of the downtown area. And then also what has happened is this became a park. I know I come here especially during the spring because they have some spectacular trees that come into bloom, lots of red buds and dogwoods. And I also come in the fall because their fall foliage is spectacular. So definitely hit subscribe if you want to see that, because I will be back in the fall. But in the summer, we have some of the perennials and also some natives that are in bloom. Right behind me is actually like a small pond, if you will. And as you might see some color here. It's officially fall, so purples and yellows are like in full like go mode right now. And those are like my favorite colors in the garden, so I'm excited. So let's just walk around this little area of the pond. Okay, let's go. Okay, so like I said, a little unconventional. You can see the tombstones in the back. But this area, you know, it's a cemetery slash park. So you will see some people walking around. There's a few people already that are like, you know, walking their dogs and whatnot. It is a public space. Anyways, look at this. I see our friends. There they are. Oh, there's a dragonfly. All right, but there's some koi in there as well. A family. They're bright orange colors. All right, let's go check out some of these flowers. The native asters. Look at that purple. Purple with the yellow center. Aren't those just stunning? And the bees are still feeding off of them as well. Great late season pollinator is the aster. And these get pretty tall. These could get like 2.5 feet tall. And they spread. They're perennial, so they spread, and you could always just dig them up and divide them too. There we go. And I see this. It looks like an orchid. That's the best way to describe it. It is a native. I see it everywhere I go. Growing wild along the freeways and in parks and whatnot. But yeah, it just looks like a tiny little orchid. And this is a different type of aster here. Look how light blue that is. It's so pretty. And you can't have water without having what they call a cat's tail grass here. You can see all of that. Look at all those seeds. This is a nice mixture in here. The white here, I actually have the purple kind. It's a native. I forget the name, so I'm gonna have to put it up on the screen. But nice fall blooming flower, and they actually bloom in the spring too, so you get double your money with the shows for the year. Some more of these asters, loving that. And then right over here we have the goldenrod. This one looks like it's just about to bloom. It's like a just opening up or it's finishing blooming. It's hard to tell. But we have some more vibrant ones just down the way here. I absolutely adore this. That mixture. The yellow, the purples, the whites. And there was a bee that was going in one of these guys here. See, this is another one of those bushes that have like those little orchid type of blooms on them. Orchid-esque. Yeah, this is a great plant to have. So I had somebody criticize me about like a year ago, and it kind of stuck with me, is that I really only point out things that are pretty, quote unquote. And they're like, you know, plants have more to offer than just their aesthetic appeal. I am not going to debate that. Okay, of course plants, they're part of the ecosystem. You know, it's of course they have their place in the world, and rightfully so. But, you know, I'm not a botanist. Not that I wouldn't mind learning more about those types of the science of plants, if you will. But I also know the consumer's viewpoint, and people will buy flowers if they look, quote unquote, pretty. So, you know, I think with the criticism that I have with like the native plants is because how they market them. Okay, people are not going to care. Like most people will not care if plants are native or not. They just want something that's in their yard that looks pretty to impress their friends or keep up with the Joneses, if you will. And I will tell you that if they stop using the word native in front of plants and just have them out in the big box stores, because hello, that's where most people buy their plants. My view counts on my videos are most popular with garden tours and shopping at big box stores for garden supplies and plants. So people go to gardens, those big box stores, and it's like they want to buy what's pretty, not necessarily what's best for the environment or best for our ecosystem. And yes, it is important to have that, but not everybody does. Like only a certain, like 1% of the population, you know, 2% of the population. It's not everybody, and I think gardening should be for everybody. Also, I know that there are like these like snob groups who are just like they're almost repulsive in a way. Well, they are repulsive because they actually just stick their nose up at everybody who may not know anything native. Yeah, so let's get back to the flowers. There's my perfect combination right there. The asters in front and then the goldenrod behind it. And look, this goldenrod is just covered in pollinators. Same with the asters. Ooh. There's a few of them flying around.
Do you know what kind of tree that is?
Yeah, it's a dogwood, blooming dogwood tree. They have the flowers in the spring.
I think Karen over there, she was walking her dog. She said that you were doing something illegal. No, you're just taking pictures, like, of the flowers.
Yeah, I actually have a YouTube channel about gardening.
Actually?
Yeah.
Can I see the pictures?
Oh, well, it's actually a video, but, you know, I have a channel. It's just called Americana Gardens.
Alright.
Yeah, so easy to remember. Just remember America, but just put an A at the end.
Yeah, I guess that one just...
Yeah, I'm not doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
But thanks for letting me know. Which one? I don't see her anymore. Oh goodness, I just had these two young girls, like younger as in probably teenage years. They came up to me and they asked me what kind of tree this was, and I knew what kind of tree it was. It's a flowering dogwood. It has those beautiful blooms in the spring. But anyway, they said that some lady was telling them that I was doing stuff illegally here. No, I'm not doing anything illegal here. It is a public park. People can walk around here and I'm not harming anyone. So it's just kind of absurd that somebody would say to these little girls that, you know, I'm out here doing illegal stuff. No. Karens. There's some pollinators right here. Oh, and we have the dreaded lanternfly. Yeah, it's a, there's the dreaded lanternfly. There's two of them. Ugh. These things have been causing havoc in Pennsylvania, though. Ohio, Northeast states, probably across the United States. But they were really prevalent. I remember, like, what, 5 years ago, when they first came in, they were just absurd. Just go back over here. This was bee balm. Or no. This was a Rudbeckia. Yeah, look at all those seed heads right there. Yeah, look at all that. I'm gonna like toss them around in a little bit, but look at all those pollinators on there, just loving life with the flowers. I hope those sirens aren't for me and my supposed illegal activity. Yeah, but look at this goldenrod. Isn't that just stunning? There's so many different types of goldenrod. I don't know what kind this specifically is, but it is goldenrod. And I'm gonna actually just, yeah, look at all those seeds there. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them around in here. You can use some more Rudbeckias in there, right? But yeah, yellows and purples, absolutely my favorite fall vibe colors. Apparently these make like really great dried flowers too, so. This is an interesting tree. Look at these seed pods here. What kind of a tree is this? I don't know. Is this, has some interesting seed pods on it. Over here it's like they're black. I guess they're more ripe that way. But, I kind of want to touch it and I don't want to kind of touch it. This is a plant you should not touch unless you're aware of what it is. It is actually a pokeweed. It's native to the U.S., Pennsylvania in particular. And you can see how beautiful. Look at the stems, the rhubarb colored stems there. Oh, it's so pretty. And then like the more young berries have that green, and then they turn that like almost black berries on them. This is very, very poisonous, so be warned. I do have a few of these in my yard myself. The birds love the berries, but it's just like really, really aggressive. It's not invasive, just super aggressive. So, but a beautiful plant nonetheless. Oh, and the leaves will change color in the fall. Nice. Over there, there's like this little itty bitty garden for, I believe it's people who were cremated and not buried. So let's just go over there because I know they have some nice perennials. Alright, over here, the sedum always wins. Remember, they have to have a, these are just the spent blooms. These guys actually have to have a low maintenance, hardly any care for this garden because there's not like 24-hour staff, you know what I mean? So there we go. Cleaned you up a little bit. This has some type of something going on there. What is that stuff? Almost looks like sand. Ew. Oh, Catmint Nepeta right here, going for its second flush of the year. But check out, like, look how beautiful that is. I love that purple color. And we have a sedum that flopped. It spread out and it flopped. So these are actually really good dried. So usually if that happens, that means like it didn't get enough sun and it's stretched out, or it's getting too wet. Some lilies that are spent. Some more catmint. Look, it's just taken over. That's lovely though. I love that. Here's some salvias. These look like the annual salvias that we have in our area though. Some beautiful hollies. The red berries. Ah, yes. Christmas is coming. Just screams Christmas, right? Hollies with red berries. And of course we have this, what do they call it? Button flower? Forget. But like their seed heads are like round and it's kind of gnarly. So it's a perennial. I'm seeing this kind of stuff everywhere on these plants. And I don't know what the heck it is. It almost looks like a cement or something. Weird. Hey, squirrely. I see you, squirrely. He's so still. It's like, you won't see me if I don't move. That's his mentality. Alright, I'll leave you alone, little guy. This is kind of interesting. So I'm just like, I was walking back to the pond area from this little miniature garden here. And there's a celosia planted here. I wonder if that happened by seed or something. And a gnarly design. Almost looks like a brain. That's like the best way to say it. But yeah, this is like a newly planted bush tree. I'm not sure what it is. And then there's a random celosia. That's an annual in our area. Obviously, it's a tropical plant. But, all right. So far, there's no Karens approaching me again, and no police. So I guess I'm in the clear. Oh, and my friend's still there. Hi, friend. You gonna take off? There goes the squirrel. Bye. Bye, little dude. Oh, up the tree he goes. Here's some more of these Rebecchias. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? I have these in my own garden. And I really hope they start taking over. I need to start dividing. It's literally sticking on my finger. Eee. It won't come. Oh, okay, there we go. Sticky bushes. But, okay, yeah, here was the bee balm. You see, it does get powdery mildew, but it's spent now. Alright, what do we have? More asters. Oh, I'm loving these asters over here. But over here, what is this little plant? It looks like it's some type of a salvia or something. I'm not sure. No, not a salvia. But it's really pretty. I guess I missed its flush of blooms. I need to come here more often. I swear, like every week there's something else that's in bloom. And there seems to be like a lot of that plant too. I'd love to dig it up and put it in my own yard. You cannot do that though. You cannot dig up other people's plants. Alright, we made a full 360 around this pond area. I see my dragonfly friend is still swarming around. The koi is all good. You can see the dragonfly. You probably see a shadow on the water. I can't catch him. Try not to go super fast. Okay, I don't know where he took off to, but anyway, we are finished with this section of the cemetery. There are just a few trees that are like really magnificent. They have tons of mature Japanese maples. So before I wrap the video up, I'm just gonna go drive around and showcase some of the trees. Yeah, and right actually close to where I am parked, there's actually these tulip trees here. These get fairly large. I wouldn't plant them in your yard, but you see they're getting the fall colors too with the red. I love red foliage. I think that's my favorite fall color. There's quite a few of them here, but they will get very, very large. Like I'm talking 70 feet large. You don't want those in your backyard if you're in a town setting like I am. All right, so first up, there are these firelight hydrangeas, I believe they are. Now, my firelight hydrangeas will turn multiple colors in the fall, like reds, orange, and yellow. So far, I only see yellows here, but they're a nice panicle hydrangea. Huge bush. That has to be like 10 feet wide. Oh my word. That is a huge bush. Yeah, I only see like one main trunk kind of back there, so I'm in my car, so you probably can't see it, but yeah, it's just like a well, that's a huge bush. That is massive. Wow. Okay, so there's that. Like people doing people things in a cemetery. I guess they're playing football or catch or something. And we are approaching one of the Japanese maples that are just glorious. Look at that. I love the structure of the Japanese maple. Look at that. And in the fall, they get these vibrant red colors, and it's just absolutely stunning. Okay, so different location, but in the same cemetery. It's just by one of the main entrances, and I'm actually up by the chapel area here. But I wanted to hit over here. This is another Japanese maple, and let me tell you something. Oh, my phone's going off. Just ruins the moment. Sorry, guys. It's actually for work, so that's why I have to keep it on. To run after this, but I just wanted to show you this other Japanese maple tree. And let me tell you, when in the fall, later this fall, mid-fall, this tree just glows in red and orange. It's one of my favorite trees here, and it has these tombstones tucked in around it, and it's just like magical. And it's like the very thin type of Japanese maple, like with the serrated edges. There's so many different types of Japanese maples, but and the canopy is just so delicate, and it just lets just enough light in. It looks so ethereal. These are slow growers, so when you find one that's mature, it's just absolutely majestic. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little walk around of Baber Cemetery in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And if you're in the area, definitely just come for a stroll. It's a nice place to walk and relatively safe. Just avoid the Karens. All right, bye.